Looking at the Fire Nova Mine build in 2.4 Path of Exile. This is a Fire Nova Mine character, and you blow them up, and it lights your whole screen up with fire, does decent damage, and it's been pretty fun to play. I run dual curse, temp chains, and flammability, and again you just putting the bombs down and you're setting them off. Currently level 78, I have no idea if this build can do endgame content, high-end maps, I don't know. At the moment, I just made a new character because I'm really enjoying the CI Blade Vortex, but it's almost too good. So currently I'm making something that's just way more fun to play about, and then we'll talk about the sort of play style and how it works. So basically you sort of ignore the mobs, you sort of just run past them and you blow them up, and you just get, it's just like speed clearing. You're not really looking to kill every single monster, you're just sort of clearing the map as best you can with the mines, letting them chase you into them, and you can see it's a pretty damn fast play style. It's really fun just blowing them up. And that's all there really is to it. This is the playstyle it will be. I'll be having some movement ability added. I'll be adding in a few different, maybe cast when damage taken, things like this. I'll get tankier, and hopefully I'll get more damage as well. But this is what it's looking like so far. I've got an Orb of Storm to help me crit, and I've got my Golem to give me life regen. So I'll sort of explain how all this works right now. So let's put some mines down on Vol. You can see it deals pretty damn good damage. I'm only 78 and I'm almost like one shot in Vol. So this is how it works. So now that we're in Dried Lake, I'll explain. You'll notice that my energy shield is on the right hand side of my mana. So I'm using Mind Over Matter with Eldritch Battery, right? Which basically means when I take a hit from my mana, and my energy shield now protects my mana. So I'm still got the energy shield, and I've still got the protection of Mind Over Matter. However, what this lets me do is use a Stone Golem that gives life regen. That life regen now applies to energy shield, and I'm now spending energy shield instead of mana. So when I'm planting, you'll notice here, look at my energy shield on that bottom right. It's constantly regenning, which means the mana issue for mines is gone now. I don't have to spam this mana pot. When we were first building the character, I'll show you how it works. Okay, we sort of went up here. We went through elemental damage. We took some life. And then now what I did is I ignored this right hand side over here, and I pathed up to these life nodes. I went here, life node, and I didn't get this node over here. This node, Clever Construction, you have to get first. Ignore everything, get this first, okay? The reason why is because this Clever Construction, I've never played mines before, means that your traps and mines cannot be damaged after 5 seconds. What was happening was I would place the trap like this, and then it would get destroyed. It would get attacked, and then I'd be in the middle of a pack with no mine, and then I'd have to put some more down, and I'd be spamming my mana pot, and that is really unfun. So you need to rush that. But then after you've got Clever Construction, I would then start to work on this area of the tree. I'll put some leveling trees so you can follow them. I just wanted to sort of show you the rough idea of the gameplay and the things that I've struggled with. So what I struggled with was, before I had Eldritch Battery and Mind Over Matter, I was super squishy, dying all the time, constantly spamming pots like this. See the gear I'm on, let's explain the gear so people don't get bored. The gear I'm using right now to do this sort of damage is a 5-link staff with Elemental Focus, Fire Pen, Minefield Support, Fire Nova Mine, Controlled Destruction, and if I get a 6th link it'll be AoE, Conk Effect for bosses. I'm using Summon Stone Golem, I'm using Temporal Chains, Blasphemy, and Flammability, and that's it. And I'm using Orb of Storms. I drop an Orb of Storm which helps me crit, and then if I crit I get Elemental Overload, which means once you've crit you get 40% more damage. So if I'm killing a boss I will drop an Orb of Storms. Before you get these passives, Mind Over Matter, Eldritch Battery. Your mana is awful. The mana cost of this spell is 136 mana. When you're playing, you barely have like 500 mana early on. So you put a few traps down and your mana's gone and you're constantly pressing the mana pot. That is something, it isn't very fun to level with, I'll be honest. How I leveled was I got a Tabula. I got a couple of Life Sprig wands. I dual wielded them and I just ran around doing mines. Best at clearing? No. There were power spikes in it where it was really, really strong and it was doing pretty damn good damage. And then there was also points where I thought to myself, why am I playing mines? This is definitely not the most efficient thing to do. So I just wanted to let you know this is what I'm playing. I'll run a map and so you can see some gameplay of how it really works. You can see one problem is when your stone golem isn't out, now you can see, right, when I haven't got my stone golem and I have no mana regen, put a few traps down, you run out of mana, and then all of a sudden you're like, mana pot, mana pot, mana pot. That's what it's like early on. You get your stone golem out, you don't have that problem anymore. Your energy shield regens, and it becomes a much more fun playstyle. So I would highly recommend trying to get that set up as soon as you can. I'm in maps, I'm in Merciless, I'm in a tier 6 map. So far it's working, but I don't really know how it's going to work end game. So I don't want to do a guide for a build that's just completely sucks. However, it does work. You can see it's working pretty damn well. It's probably, well, it is only going to get better as I get gear, as I figure out really what I need to do. Because at the moment, I'm wearing no gear that is based for mines. All I'm doing is I am wearing stuff that caps my resists. And what I did was I got one of those 5-link staff cards. I turned it in and I crafted +2 fire gems, and then I added on spell damage with a craft. So I'm just using a +2 5-link staff. You could use a tremor rod or something like that. There are lots of different weapons you could use. But yeah, this was the Fire Nova Mine build. I just wanted to show you currently what I'm playing. I will be working on that Assassin Blade Vortex still, so if you've still got any questions on that, let me know. But this is the Fire Nova Mine build, and what it's brilliant at is it's brilliant at opening these things, because they just have no chance when they spawn. It's great. I'm finding the build very fun. Like I say, is it going to be the most efficient? Not sure. Is it going to be able to do the hardest bosses in the game? Not sure, but you can clear these maps. You can get good drops in tier 7, 8, 9 maps, whatever. And you can just happily blast through maps and get drops for other characters. What I'm doing is I'm just mapping with this character, trying to make currency for my Blade Vortex guy who will be trying to do all the content in the game. This is my side character, just to have fun with. I don't play the game to do the most efficient builds, the most top tier builds. I just pick a build I enjoy playing and I just go with it, and I try to take it to like its limits to see what it can do. So I've ended up, oh, we've got some bosses here. Now, I've never actually fought these bosses, so we don't know how this will do. So let's try to kill these. Yeah, so like I say, it's kind of weird because you have to get close to all the bosses. You don't really want to get close to them. These ones are okay because they don't charge at you. But if the boss charges at you, it can get a bit rough. You have no life regen is another downside, because your life regen goes to your energy shield because of the massive mana costs. So there's all things like that to think about. But honestly, it's a fun build to play. I do recommend it. And as well, what's really good about it is it requires no gear. Like, it's not even like Blade Vortex where you need a certain setup. This you can just do whatever the hell you want with, and it works. So that was Fire Nova Mine. Any questions, let me know. There will be leveling trees and other stuff in the description. But for now, that's me. Peace later.